Hi everyone, today's reading is going to be for the full moon in Aries, which is on Friday the 29th of September. That should be at 10:57 a.m. British Summer Time. This particular moon, I believe it's the final supermoon of the year, and it is known as the harvest moon. So we're going to start off with a collective reading, and then I am going to do some individual time-stamped messages from the Power of Surrender deck for each individual zodiac sign. So as you can see here, we've got books at the sides, which are from the oracle decks I'm going to be using for the reading. The book in the middle here is a vintage tarot handbook that I ordered from World of Books. They actually sent me two by mistake, even though I only ordered one. So I'm going to be giving the additional book away as part of a birthday giveaway. We are now in Libra season, and I have said multiple times on the channel that I'm a Libra. So my birthday is actually on Friday the 13th of October this year, and I've learned that it's a date. Friday the 13th is actually associated with divine feminine energy. Libra is ruled by Venus, so Venus and Libra are actually both also associated with divine feminine energy as well. My 13th birthday was actually on Friday the 13th, and I've never really considered the date to be bad luck, but I have to say it was a bit of a disastrous birthday party. I don't know if it was because of the age, everybody was around 13. It was just very awkward. And also my 18th birthday was on Friday the 13th too, many years ago. So there's some sort of theme there, isn't there, of like milestone womanhood type birthdays for me being on Friday the 13th. The moon is also associated with divine feminine energy as well, isn't it? Anyway, if you would like this book, it's free. So send me an email. My email address is on my about page. It's also in the description box. If no one responds, no one wants it, I'll just give it to charity. If one person responds, they'll get it automatically, and if I get multiple responses, I'll sort of put the names in a hat or something and pick one out. And then I will be announcing if anyone does want it on Friday the 13th on my birthday, who gets the book. So let's begin. Let's start the reading. So we're going to start off with the spread, the tarot spread first of all. And it's going to be a slightly different spread today. I just wanted it to be more specific to the full moon than just the general spreads that I do. So obviously, we often say that full moons are associated with releasing things. Aries is a sign. It's a sign of action, isn't it? And it's about the self. It's about purpose. So we'll see. Let's let the cards speak for themselves and tell us what we need to know. So the first card we're going to get is what we collectively may need to be releasing during this particular full moon, or just a general message of what can be released around this time. So what do we need to know as a collective? We have the Chariot. Next, we'll look at what stands in the way, or what's standing in the way of us releasing this. So any obstacles, challenges, whatever it is that's standing in the way of releasing this. We have the Seven of Swords. Why is this Seven of Swords stopping us from releasing whatever it is we need to release? We have the Seven of Wands. Okay, what's the solution? So the advice or guidance, what is the solution to this issue? No, I'm not going to take that, to be honest, because it kind of just, it was a bit of a weird flip. It didn't feel right. What's the solution, please? We have the King of Pentacles, which is actually similar to the Ten of Pentacles in a way, isn't it? So let's see what the best outcome is. So the best outcome, potential future energy, best outcome. Right, we have three cards for that. We have the Six of Swords, the Nine of Wands, and the Three of Wands. So let's move these along. We'll put that like that, and I'm gonna get I will start off with a Sacred Power card, Oracle card. to see if there's anything else we need to know about what we need to release, or an overview, summary, any further information. This is a big slippery deck to work with, but fortunately, there we go, it's not too thick, because some of them are thick as well, and then that doesn't help because I've got small hands. So we have divine consciousness. I wasn't actually going to read the message from this particular book. I was just going to use the cards, but I may read the message as well, which I will do in a minute. Let me get a Moonology card as well, so any further information from the Moonology deck for this full moon in Aries. Any more information? Anything else we need to know? Okay. It is actually a workout sometimes shuffling these cards, especially when you're doing it on camera. It's not like when you're just sitting, chilling by yourself, shuffling in any comfortable position. Okay. So we have, your hard work is paying off, new moon in Capricorn, and I'm going to need to move that there. And it's time to release negativity, full moon in Scorpio. So let's look at this divine consciousness card. I did get this message yesterday in a personal reading. So it says, divine awakening, open your mind to new possibilities. And strangely enough, and it's number 11 in the book actually, I've done about half of the monthly readings for October, and awakening has come up in some of them, that people are going through awakening. So yeah. It says, working with divine consciousness, we can open ourselves to deep thought and meaning that cannot be described in normal language. It is felt and expressed with the heart and higher self. Peace, bliss, divine power, and unlimited expansion awaits when you consciously connect at this level. Between soul and spirit, it is possible to connect our inner being to divine consciousness. Divine consciousness enables us to open our mind to different states of reality and communication. Right now, you are experiencing an awakening. Congratulations. You are raising your consciousness and are energetically shifting. Your divine blueprint has been activated into a new state of awareness. You may feel oversensitive, but it will soon pass as you adjust to this new vibration. You are now connected to the healing energy of the divine. Miracles can occur now if you keep a positive mindset. And it's time to release negativity, so it matches there. Archangel Gabriel supervises these transitions as you become connected in mind, body, and spirit. Being connected to the divine consciousness aligns you with your divine purpose, grows and expands your spirit, encouraging you to remember who you were before you came into being. You are encouraged to meditate to remove yourself from earthly dramas, gossip, and physical issues. Be gentle with yourself, eat nutritious food, drink enough water, and get plenty of rest. By connecting to a state of consciousness higher than our mind's physical awareness, we eliminate impurities and toxicity within the body. Spirit, higher thought forms, angelic connections, and animal messages will come clearly now. Keep a journal for the next 21 days to record the thoughts, feelings, and messages, meditation, and dream states that may arise or appear to you throughout the day as your body adjusts to these new energies. The prayer says, I am at one with divine energy. I allow divinity to flow through me and align my unique vibration to the highest form of universal love. So collectively, there may be a theme here with awakening, or I was thinking with the Chariot card, progression. Even if it's not literally a huge spiritual awakening, it's sort of progression in sense of your purpose and your path. Let's look at the Moonology cards as well and see what I want to look at with that. I mean, yeah, in terms of progression, you've got your hard work is paying off there. So maybe we, as collectively, we are moving towards something, and we're in a sort of process. Let's see if I can find this card, because this book has a bit of a random index as well. Okay, so your hard work is paying off, new moon in Capricorn. First and foremost, this card suggests a new start for you professionally. That would be purpose, wouldn't it? Whatever has been going on in your working life, this card heralds the start of a new and improved work cycle. If you're unhappy in your current job, this is the time to either renegotiate your position or look for something new. Whatever your question, whether work-related or otherwise, a new plan and strategy is called for. You need to take a look at the long term and think about where you want to be in 12 months or even 5 years' time. That will inform your best course of action now. So think seriously about it. Drawing this card suggests it's time for you to be ambitious, which Aries is actually associated with ambition, isn't it? Ambitious about whatever it is that you want to achieve. Attune to the moon, make a proper plan and execute it well. Additional meanings for the card: you need to be more disciplined to reach your goal. Hard work will make your dreams a reality. A very good omen for study or teaching. Don't be too controlling and avoid anyone who is controlling. The teaching: Capricorn is the sign of ambition, building and hard work, which the King of Pentacles also is as well. The energy is solid and rigid. The new moon in Capricorn is a wonderful, powerful new lunation that comes towards the end of each year and marks arguably the best moment annually to make a list of your hopes, dreams, ambitions and intentions for the year. Pulling this card at any time suggests that planning and discipline, that with planning and discipline you can achieve whatever you set your mind to. So yeah, I did say progression, and then you've got the King of Pentacles there, Three of Wands, again a card of manifesting as well. Divine consciousness and being sort of prepared or aware of downloads, as we might call them, might help with that as well. Let's finally look at that full moon in Scorpio card. I actually didn't intend, I was thinking we'd only get one Moonology card, and with whatever card came out from the Sacred Power deck, they're usually pretty self-explanatory, so I wasn't planning on reading it, but it's a pretty deep message, so I think it needed to be read. So where are we? Full moon in Scorpio. Okay, it says, so it's time to release negativity. If you've been feeling paranoid and acting weird, take this card as a very direct message from the cosmos to stop it. Worrying yourself is pointless. It's time to release any negativity you have around the situation you're asking about. If someone has been unkind to you, perhaps it's time for you to release them. This card heralds an emotionally intense time, since both the full moon and Scorpio themselves are both extremely intense. It's time for you to feel all your feelings. There could be some nastiness in the air when you pull this card. If that's the case, take it as a sign to move away from anyone or anything you feel is toxic. For some, however, this card has a totally different meaning. Your sex life can improve now if you make the effort. I'm sure we all wish that, or most of us wish that. Use your magic. You have all the need inside you to bring about your desired result. Attune to the moon. Emote, it's all better out than in. Additional meanings for the card: it's time to move from living fearfully to living joyfully. You're right to have your suspicions. Grudges are toxic. Let something go. The end of an argument. The full moon in Scorpio has a stink in its tail. It can herald a vindictive end to a relationship. It can also be a time when we want to be good, but we're naughty. If you pull this card, no matter when, your dark side and your shadow self may be showing. The full moon in Scorpio is also a time of magic. If you were thinking of making some magic, this is your sign to do it. So that Seven of Swords there potentially could be connected to the shadow side. This is the card of what stands in the way of releasing. You have the Seven of Wands there, which could be, there was something here about releasing toxic relationships, I believe it said. I get a bit of resistance here, or defensiveness, but we'll see what else comes out. So in terms of releasing, so release negativity, that's one thing. If there are any people who are toxic, or they're sort of blocking your blessings, as we might put it, then that's something to be released as well. But as I say, the Chariot card for me is progression, and this was the key thing to do with release. I mean, I often see it as alignment as well, but let's get clarifiers and see what that tells us. If we've been blocking like downloads or divine messages, that's something that we need to think about, sort of releasing any, how would I say it, releasing any resistance or defensiveness as well. But let's go for this Chariot card first and see what clarifies that. Which way? Which way? This way. Right, Six of Pentacles. This one was first, wasn't it? So we have the Page of Swords in reverse. We have the Ace of Cups. Four of Wands. Get one more. I don't know why I was expecting the Eight of Cups to come out for some reason. Okay, and we have the Ten of Wands. I mean, that is a card of release, isn't it? Releasing burdens. So this is clarifying the Chariot, and the Chariot is the card of what we need to release. I feel like what it's saying is we need to release anything that's holding us back. And that is releasing itself, isn't it? I know that sounds weird, but in terms of release anything that's holding us back from moving forward, from progressing, from traveling, from going wherever it is that we want to go, that holds us back from giving and receiving as well, from giving and receiving equally. Anything that holds us back from expressing our truths, from doing things or experiencing things that fulfill our cup. Anything that holds us back or prevents us from building what it is that we want to build, building our foundations. Anything that burdens us, and just overall, just I'm getting an image of sort of roadblocks sort of thing. But it's not just the roadblocks that others might cause, it's other things as well that we might do. So say, using the sort of the car as a metaphor, if you were traveling and you knew that your tires were messed up and you knew that you had to change your tires on your car, but you keep putting it off and saying, oh, I'll do it later, I'll do it later. But it's like, well, you can't go anywhere. Well, technically you could, because you could get a bus or something, but technically, ignore technically, you couldn't, you know that you need to fix your tires before you go anywhere, and you're just kind of putting it off. Or you know that you need to fill the tank with petrol, but you've only got a tiny bit of petrol, and you can't be bothered to go to the petrol station and fill it up. And I mean, that would be like the cups, wouldn't it? The fluid. You're just sort of not doing what it is that you need to do to move yourself forward. So, I mean, there could be interference from other people as well. And you may have made some progress, but there's still a little bit of something that's holding you back that you need to release. So, as I say, it could be in terms of give and take and balance. It could be in terms of expressing your truth. It could be in terms of doing what fulfills you. It could be in terms of what you need to build. Let's get something for this Ten of Wands, because that would be the burden. That would be a specific thing that you would need to release, wouldn't it? The cards are jumping like that. With that Page of Swords, it can be about holding back from expressing truth, but it can also be where you feel like you don't have more information. Maybe you need to be a bit more proactive in finding more information about what it is that you want to achieve. Okay. That would be where they talked about toxic, I can't remember the specific words, but it was something about relationships that are burdensome and potentially toxic. That would maybe be where you need to release that. Maybe that's holding you back as well. And it's not just romantic. It could be, maybe you have friendships with people where they're holding you back. Maybe it's people at work, colleagues at work, in some way, shape or form are holding you back. It can be family members. It's anybody that you have a connection or bond with, but there's some sort of burden there. Anything else? I mean, sometimes it is that other people don't want to see you move and progress without them, do they? Here's the Six of Cups, and sometimes that's where, say if it was an old friend or it's someone you've had a bond with or a connection with for a very long time, and I think it goes with what I was just about to say, where it's like maybe you feel like you don't want to leave them behind, or they say things that make you feel like you're leaving them behind, so you end up feeling guilty. Because sometimes the Nine of Swords for me, I know it's anxiety, but it feels like guilt sometimes. Say if you had family members that you were supporting and you wanted to go off and travel the world or whatever, and you feel like you can't do it, again, that's traveling, isn't it? You can't do it because you feel like, oh, well, I can't leave them behind. They need me. I have to take care of them. And maybe they do need to be taken care of, but is there anybody else that can take on that responsibility? Can you have a break from that? So leave that there. So as I say, the release, I feel like it's releasing anything that's holding you back from moving, from progressing, from traveling, from going on your journey, your path, your purpose. So the Seven of Swords is what stands in the way of releasing this. So I would say first and foremost, that is, I mean, it talked about the shadow side. This may be where you're not being 100% honest with yourself, or you're not showing the real you, something to that effect. But let's see what clarifies that Seven of Swords. That could be the negative energy as well, where, you know, where you tell yourself you can't do this and you can't do that, and that's kind of lying to yourself in a way, isn't it? Especially if you haven't tried, you're kind of deceiving yourself into keeping yourself small in a way. But let's see what comes out. That was very close to the candle then, so that's going to be that. Yeah, it's like telling yourself that you can't make it, if that makes any sense, or a false belief, a limiting belief that you can't make it or can't make it work. Maybe you lie to yourself and tell yourself that you don't have the support, but it's not that you don't have the support at all. Maybe it's just that you haven't sought support in the right places from the right people. Maybe you're relying on the same people all of the time to provide support, or it's just a case of going in the wrong place, looking in the wrong place. Or maybe whatever it is you want to do, you are probably potentially capable of doing it alone, but you feel like you can't do it without assistance and support. It just depends on your individual situation. We have the Seven of Wands. Anything else? Page of Cups. See here, this one felt defensive. This Seven of Wands under here felt quite defensive. This one next to the Page of Cups, it feels more like not being able to stand up for yourself. Like the Page of Cups is a kid, so it's like feeling small. Like minimizing yourself in a way? Not minimize, I don't think that's the right word, but you know when you make yourself smaller, not literally, but mentally, I can't think of the correct word at this point in time. Maybe it's too early in the morning. I mean, that's the devil, that's the fears. I can't think of the right way to put it, to explain it. Where you shrink yourself, that's it, I think. So it's where you shrink yourself, and that sort of holds you back from pursuing your dreams and from doing what you want to do. But as I say, you've got your hard work is paying off. So obviously you've made some degree of progress, but maybe it's like, you know, when you get to the final hurdle of something and you don't, or you're halfway through and you just don't, you can't see the finish line. That's kind of what it feels like. But it feels like you're kind of deceiving yourself about it. Where maybe you've made some progress and then you're like, oh, I don't know how to continue. I don't know how to finish. I don't know where to go next. I don't know what to do next. And maybe you can't, but it's just that you haven't sought the right information or the right person. There's just maybe some more steps that you need to take that you haven't, or you don't know what to do. So we've got Seven of Wands, which is why. Why is this Seven of Swords standing in the way of you releasing anything that holds you back from moving forward? And again, I feel like it's just resistance, really. Clarify the Seven of Wands, please. So it feels like a bit of resistance to, it sounds weird, to your own satisfaction in a weird sort of way. But why would you be resistant to that? Why would anybody? Resistance to the new. Resistance to connecting. fully with whatever it is that you love, and to opportunity. Can you give us more information on why this is standing in the way? Because it's sort of telling us what, it's not sort of giving the answers that I'm trying to get out of the cards, really. Okay, we've got the Four of Cups, which is a card of disappointment. Is it a fear that you feel that you're resistant because you feel that you're not going to get what you want or the result that you want? Have you been disappointed in the past? With that Six of Swords there, it kind of looks like you might have been disappointed in the past where you may have tried things or tried to achieve things that would make you feel happy, satisfied, things that you loved and felt connected to, new opportunities, and maybe it left you disappointed and you had to move on in the past. So there's a bit of resistance there, sort of feeling like, oh well, it's not going to work out anyway, or I'll try it and it'll be good for a bit and then it's not going to last, it's not going to be fair overall. I'll get one more card for that. The Star, yeah, that's like it can be where you're trying to achieve your wish or your dream or whatever it is, and it hasn't quite come to fruition. But then it could also be a bit of disappointment, or doubt. I'd say doubt, because hope, the Star is hope, and I guess the opposite of hope would be doubt, wouldn't it? And you've got the King of Swords there, who's very logical. Maybe there's this very logical side of you that's sort of putting doubts in your mind about what you are actually capable of. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. So far we have what's standing in the way and why of releasing any obstacles or roadblocks in terms of moving forward. It's sort of mainly doubt, isn't it, really? I would say overall between the Seven of Swords and the Seven of Wands, it's doubt and resistance. And as I say, it does appear that you've probably put some effort in, but it's just getting to the finish line, isn't it? Or continuing to progress and move forward. That's where that where it says it's time to release negativity, that would be the negativity where you feel like you just don't know if you can continue. The solution is the King of Pentacles. So why is that there? King of Pentacles is someone who builds. They don't really worry about what they can and can't do they? I think they just think very practically that, right, I'm going to do this. This is how I do it, and they plan it all out very carefully and get on with it. So why is the King of Pentacles there as the solution? So that's the ability to overcome challenges with the Five of Wands. Do I want to take those? No. Do I? Yes, okay, I'm getting yes. So we have the Death card. Seven of Swords. I feel like that's the ability to overcome the challenge and transform out of the energy of deceiving yourself possibly and feeling like you can't do it. Page of Pentacles, okay. Anything else? Right, we've got the Hermit and yeah, okay. And the Three of Wands, and that's here twice. So it's like, even if you, with the King of Pentacles, he would have started out as the Page of Pentacles, and even though he had a little bit to give, he was still ready and prepared to build on that little bit of what he had and overcome any challenges of doubt, resistance, whatever it is, to continue on his path and manifest whatever it is that he wanted to manifest. So that's the solution. So what is the solution? Well, we had stuff about awakening here, didn't we? And awakening is a transformation. So I guess it is overcoming the challenge. The solution is to overcome the challenge and transform out of the energy of self-doubt, and sort of believe in yourself. I guess is the main thing. Believe in yourself, trust in your inner knowing, and know that even if you only have a little bit, that's enough that's something. It's better than nothing. I mean, could the King of Pentacles build something with nothing? Probably not, but he'd probably figure out where to get something from. So even if all you've got is that tiny little pentacle, As long as you trust your inner knowing, you have your intentions, which was mentioned before, then you can build using these three things. You can still build and continue to build and move forward and progress with that. That's the solution. If you know anybody who has that King of Pentacles energy within the whatever your situation is, like it may be someone who's had experience in whatever it is that you're trying to do, and they may have been successful already, maybe seek advice and support from them. They might give you some tips on how to progress. Like say if it's a business, maybe you form an alliance or network with somebody who has had experience in that particular business or field or sector or whatever, and they might be able to advise you. So the best outcome, we have the Six of Swords, the Nine of Wands, and the Three of Wands. I would say the Six of Swords is about moving on for a start, as the best outcome, moving on, resilience with the Nine of Wands, and just being, I'm getting the sense of being determined with that Three of Wands to get what it is that you want. And obviously the Three of Wands, the ship hasn't actually come in yet, but it is, again, it's sort of persistence, resilience to continue to keep going. Anything else to clarify? Six of Swords, Nine of Wands, and Three of Wands. I'm just getting a strong sense of keep going with all of the cards. Five of Swords. It does actually feel like determination more than anything else. I know that can be that card of nasty energy, winning at all costs, and I can't even remember the other words that I normally associate with this card, but it's kind of a nasty energy that kind of interferes and kind of puts you off your goals and stuff. But let's get more for that. It feels more like determination than anything else so far, but let's see. Can be ruthless ambition as well. We've got the Fool. Six of Wands, yeah, determination to succeed. I'm going to clarify Five of Swords on its own. So being determined to take a risk, because the Seven of Swords can be about taking a risk as well, but being determined to achieve what it is you want and to keep going. Don't give up, basically, even if you are facing the unknown with the Moon. And I think Aries is a sign that would have the determination to continue as well. I don't think Aries give up very easily. They keep going no matter what. You've got the Wheel there. Anything else? All right, I'm going to clarify the Five of Swords alone. I still think it's about determination. You've got the World there. Going into a new cycle. I'll get one more for that, but it's still, to me, it just feels like determination to create this new chapter, you might want to call it. Yep, Emperor, determination. That's an Aries card as well. It just literally the Five of Swords. It doesn't feel so much like that nasty energy. I mean, if there is any nasty energy associated with the Five of Swords in this reading, it's where if there are any people that are potentially involved in holding you back or creating roadblocks, then it's you needing to do whatever you need to do to get them out of the way, if that, you know what I mean. That sounds a bit harsh actually, but to face up and square up to them and not let them block you. So the Moon, I said, was facing the unknown. The Wheel, it's keep going. The Wheel will turn in your favor if you keep going. You might not see it and you might not see how, but as long as you do that, then you will be able to have this new chapter, which is what the Ace of Wands can be. I'll get something for the Wheel on its own as well. The Empress, yeah, that's the abundance, isn't it? The Wheel will go in your favor and assist you in gaining your abundance. We've got Strength in reverse. Chariot again. It's saying keep on going, even if you feel like you're losing stamina, is what I'm getting from that Strength card. Keep going. This is similar to is it Taurus's last reading, where it was something about maintain your stamina? That's what it kind of feels like. So the best outcome is to be if you are very determined and you keep going, you're willing to take risks, you're willing to face the unknown, you're not letting anything get in your way, then the Wheel will turn in your favor and you will have this new chapter and create whatever it is you're trying to create. Okay, so we're going to get a final oracle card message before we do the time-stamped individual messages. I'm going to get one from the Queen of the Moon oracle deck. So any final advice or solutions from the Queen of the Moon oracle deck? We have power, and I am not surprised that card came out at all. I mean, it's a full moon card, and it's power, which I believe is strongly associated with Aries. Oh my God, and we have the masculine. Aries is masculine energy. The Emperor is like divine masculine, isn't it? I think I am going to read these messages. So we'll put that there. Put that like that. And we'll have those there. So from the Queen of the Moon oracle deck, power number 16. Step into your true power. Shine brightly. Do not hide who and what you are. The time is right to attract big things for yourself. Ancestral energy is important. Open your mind to larger possibilities. Big magic can be wrought. I have power. It is real. Go outside on a clear night and look up. Hopefully you'll see the stars are twinkling. If you are really lucky, you might see the swirling Milky Way spilling across the darkness. And then there she is, the big full moon, unmistakable in her glory and power. She moves the earth itself, stabilizes it into orbit. She releases and pulls the seas. She is the object of devotion and the inspiration of poems. The realm of goddesses, and she has witnessed the very first of us rise up on two legs and venerate her. Generation after generation, we have stood barefoot under the same moon, wishing, setting intentions, dancing and drawing her graceful power. You are made of the very swirling matter that is the full stuff of stars. You are pure possibility, changing, constantly renewing and transforming. Take this moment to recognize that power and rejoice in it, for your next step is the precursor to your future self. The companion stone or metal is moonstone, this is my little tiny moonstone here. And I have a moonstone ring on as well, this one here. And we'll read the masculine message as well before we go into the time-stamped individual messages from the power of surrender. So the masculine, it is time to step forward and lead. Be the leader in your own life. You have more power than you think. It is time to formally learn more, enroll in a course or learn a new skill. Offer your protection to someone weaker than yourself. Take steps to improve your health and vitality. May the positive attributes of the masculine align with me. While lunar gods are rare, usually their realms are the solar. They are conspicuous when they appear. The Australian Aboriginal deity of the Wanarua tribal area, Baimi, encourage us to observe the laws of the land and to appreciate the beauty around us. Baimi is depicted with having big eyes, and I may not be pronouncing that correctly, so I apologize if I'm not. Big eyes and no mouth, teaching us that sometimes beauty does not need to be spoken about, just witnessed with the eyes of our head and of our heart. The Norse god Mani, the moon himself, teaches us to be wise about the passage of time. The Mesopotamian sin shows us how to ask about the future and how important it is to protect the weak. There are many more. The traditional positive attributes of the masculine, such as strength, physical vitality, power of will, shielding and protection of the weak, are important for anyone to adopt, no matter their gender or orientation. Should you pull this card, it is asking you to step up into your power, your uniqueness, and offer your guidance to those who may need it. The companion stone or metal is black opal. To be honest, just from those two messages alone, that could have been the whole reading. I could have literally just pulled the Chariot as the thing that we need to release, and then those two, and that would have been the whole reading. That would have summed everything up and given the advice, but it's fine. So next I'm going to timestamp these individual cards. I'm going to pull one card for each zodiac sign. As I say, I'll timestamp it so you'll be able to skip through and find the ones that you want to look at. And I just kicked the camera again, didn't I? I'm just going to shift it back. Okay, there we go. Right, so I'll just give them one more shuffle, and we are going to start with Aries. And just bear with me one moment. Let me just get a list that I can tick off, because knowing me, I'll forget which ones I've done. Right, so starting off with Aries, so an individual message for you from the Power of Surrender deck of anything else that you may need to release during this full moon, or any more advice. Nope, not that. Okay, yes. So we have, for Aries, surrender to play, take a break from overthinking a goal, do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. Surrender defensiveness. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness, which I absolutely disagree with 100%. I don't think defensiveness is a sign of weakness. There are many reasons why people are defensive. So I don't agree with that. The rest of the message I do agree with, though. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out, then offer a clear, non-defensive response. To me, those two together, it feels like, you know, if you get into a disagreement with somebody, yes, sometimes you do need to be harsh, but sometimes you need to bring a bit of playfulness or lightheartedness into a disagreement, to sort of, to avoid it escalating, because sometimes things can really kick off, and it's like it could have been avoided if people spoke a little bit more lightheartedly and playfully with each other. So yeah, I'd say surrender defensiveness and probably bring a little more lightheartedness into things. So that's the Aries message. I'm going to put them back in the deck actually, and then it's more fair to everyone. So we've done Aries. And it is Taurus next, I believe. Hopefully I remember the right order for the star signs. But okay. So Taurus, what's your individual message? Anything else you need to release, or any more advice? We have surrender to non-action. Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. That one's pretty self-explanatory, so I'm not going to elaborate on that. Okay, Gemini. Yes. Yes. Surrender to effortlessness. Stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. Okay, Gemini. Next, Cancer. Okay, Cancer, surrender to the magic of who you are. We all have magic in us, even in the mundane aspects of life. Remember that you are a magical being with a uniqueness and worth that come from just being you. There you go. Leo next. Okay, Leo, yours had to be dramatic and fall on the floor. You get surrender your desire to control people. Being over-controlling can sabotage relationships. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. Next, Virgo. Virgo, you have surrender your attachment to results. The formula for success is to do all you can do to make things happen, then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. Okay, Virgo, next we have Libra. Libra, you had to be dramatic too, didn't you? And drop on the floor. Okay, Libra, what do you get? Oh, surrender to divine timing. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. Scorpio. Scorpio, you were quite dramatic as well. You wanted to hit the candle. Surrender to effortlessness as well. Stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. Next, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, wow, surrender fear. You know what, I don't see Sagittarius as someone that fears anything, but we're all human, aren't we? Let go of the fearful stories you are telling yourself. Stay in the moment, focus on solutions, and celebrate every baby step forward. Okay, and next, Capricorn. Yep, Capricorn. Surrender to trust. Trust yourself and your decisions. Don't be swayed by other people's strong opinions about what to do. Take action and be confident that you have chosen the right path. And Capricorn, you're one of the signs whose monthly readings I've done already. And this actually matches perfectly with that. And also with weeks worth or months worth of readings you've had as well. Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius, you were a bit dramatic as well. We have surrender denial. Accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decisions. This may be relevant to your monthly as well, which I've done. I'm struggling to remember exactly what was in it, but it does sound like it's relevant to that. And Pisces, finally, what's your final message of what needs to be released, or a bit of advice? Right, Pisces, you have surrender to complete healing. Open fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. Right, I think I have done all of you. So that's the full moon reading. Monthlies will be up within the next day or two after this reading. Again, if you would like the vintage book, send me an email. Thank you for watching the video. As usual, feel free to share your comments, and until the next video, take care.